Everybody, welcome back to Shock and Schlock. I'm your host, Herschel Gillis, and today I've been thinking about childhood. I got my oatmeal cream pie, I got my root beer, the taste of childhood, right? And I'm filming in an old way because, I'm well over 100 videos now, and I've upgraded my equipment a little bit and everything like that, but, there's something about those old videos that I still quite like. And you know who else likes looking back and thinking about their past? Addison Binek. Addison Binek, of course, is the director of Psycho Ape, which I've reviewed. I've interviewed Addison. He's a great guy. Really love Psycho Ape. He's done Tro Masterpiece Theater, which I also think is really funny. Movies to watch on a rainy afternoon. Yeah, fun stuff. And Addison put out a new film that is a compilation of sorts of clips that he and his friends made while they were growing up through early adulthood in the early and mid 2000s. I mean, for that part. And they're all sort of like these jackass inspired little stunts. And that is, of course, Magnum Opus, the movie. I was lucky enough to get a screener copy of this early on, so Addison could get some feedback from everybody he sent it to. I, of course, bought the Blu-ray with the final cut and everything of the movie, and I am pleased to say that this is a film that you're going to want to check out. There is something very special about this film, but I'm going to talk about that after I sort of describe a little bit more of what's in this. It's footage filmed across four different formats across a 20-year period. So this is almost like a pseudo boyhood experience for me, seeing Addison and his friends grow up, just doing things that kids do after you watch Jackass or one of those Wild Boys or any of that stuff. A lot of us did this stuff as kids, but Addison has it on tape and he edited it together, and he had a little bit more flair and eye for cinematography than most of us did as children, obviously. And as he goes on, you can actually see like the quality of the clips in the film going up. So you can see in real time like Addison's ability like to direct and film and write going up. The things become a little bit more professional, and then there's more like written jokes and everything. And yeah, this is just, there's something very special about this movie. There are very few things or pieces of art even, especially a lot of films that capture childhood like in a way that is real. Like, it always seems very melodramatic. There's a few films that I feel like really capture childhood and what it means to like be a kid and feel the wind in your hair riding your bike on a Sunday afternoon in the summer when you're like 10. It's a very specific vibe, and those would be Pathogen, Boyhood, and this. Maybe Almost Famous, but that's irrelevant. But yeah, this captures what it means to be a kid and what it feels like. This is something that gave me a lot of nostalgia. I saw things that reminded me of my own childhood. And like this will get you in the feels a little bit, if you're like me. It's genuinely funny as well, with these kids doing these silly stunts. A lot of people are going to cringe at stuff like Addison getting a staple in his arm and digging it out, someone eating a chip with sand on it from the beach like a nacho, falling over, cutting yourself, playing bloody knuckles, stuff that, at least from my experience when I was like 12, 13 years old, I was doing this stuff with my friends too. And it just really reminded me of that. It was very nostalgic. It's edited really well, so this isn't like just, it's mostly clips, but the way that Addison puts it together is much more cohesive, and while there isn't like a storyline running through it, you can see it like in chronological order, and it's quite touching, actually. Yeah, I really enjoyed this film. This isn't a movie, um, that's gonna be as extreme or anything as Jackass. Of course, it was with children, but that isn't to say that I'm gonna go out there and say it. I've seen Jackass a lot. I actually prefer this, but yeah. Um, there's just a sense of like unbridled joy that comes through in a lot of these clips, and seeing Addison grow up and like you know having the same group of friends and everything going through is just yeah, um, it's quite nice. I'll say that. It's a very heartwarming film as well, and Addison grew up um, in areas that at least looked and felt like places that I grew up as well. I'm not saying this review isn't gonna or this film is gonna appeal to people that didn't grow up like me in the Midwest, um, but it did touch me differently in that way, and it is genuinely very funny. There are some parts in this that I was laughing quite a bit. Um, One that really got me the second time around watching this was Addison doing all this stuff with his pug. And there's a part where he's just dancing like very frantically in front of his pug, and his pug's just looking at him like laughed really hard during that. And Addison the pug got here before Corn Kid liking corn. Yeah, you should check this out. Addison is a genuinely great filmmaker. I think he's very funny. He's a comedic talent. This shows sort of like both, and you see the early roots of it, while also getting that dose of nostalgia, um, and seeing these like funny AFV clips while also having like this. Yeah, it's a weird experience. It's hard to review this one, away from saying that it's good, because it's like almost like a pseudo documentary of these kids, and yeah, check it out. Buy it. I'm going to leave a link to the eBay page to purchase this in my description. Definitely give this a go. I pre ordered this as soon as it went up, of course. And I'm speaking to Addison again on the channel on Thursday. So 2 days from now, going to have another interview to talk about this film. Um, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Addison's a great guy. I think our last conversation was really great, and a lot of people enjoyed it as well. So check that out. And as always, I've been your host, Herschel Gillis, signing off for today. Zero thoughts, zero editing, zero planning, and zero brain cells. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. Keep your notifications on. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to be on the podcast of Spooky doing the open casket. We got some news regarding guest and everything there as well. I'm also interviewing Jonathan Doe on Friday, so I've got a busy week shipping out banana box stuff. I've sent tracking to most everybody. Still got a handful of packages I'm shipping out, so if you're watching this and you're one of those people, I'm sorry. Got really behind with stuff, but I am working heavily on it. So, yeah. See you guys later. Thanks.